Hey everybody, with John Walk, Jeff Reinhardt here. Welcome to another edition of LL Basketball Update. Here to talk some LL hoops from, the Holy Grail?
Up on the hill.
Up on the hill. We are live at Columbia. If the walls could talk, John, what an awesome gym this is. And this place is very near and dear to my heart. This is my second home growing up. So anytime we get to come to Columbia and do stuff and cover games, it's just incredible. So, okay, plenty of hoops to chat about. Let's start with LL boys. What do you got?
All right, Saturday, Penn Manor, Exeter.
Yeah.
Senior guard for the Comets, Ethan Hine, drops 45 points, but the Comets come up short in 80-78 loss.
Oh.
Ethan Hine, 45 points,
Wow.
most scored by any LL boys basketball player so far this season, most scored by any boys player in several years, most scored by a Comet player since 2012.
No.
Mark Sumi dropped, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing the last name wrong, 48 points in 2012. I believe it was double overtime loss to McCaskey.
Wow.
Speaking of McCaskey,
Yes.
last Thursday, topped Coatesville. Coatesville is one of the top teams in the state,
Yes, they
so
are.
kudos to Coach Freddie Ramos. Probably his best win so far as the Header Tornado.
No doubt.
All right, also wanted to mention this coming Friday, probably the biggest game on the docket as far as LL boys basketball goes. Section 4, first place Lancaster Catholic goes to second place Elko. Catholic starts the week with an 11-game win streak. Elko starts the week with a 7-game win streak.
Nice.
So that's for first place on the line there. First of two meetings between those teams in the regular season, at least. All right, finally, our third point out here at Columbia.
Yes.
Reason being, the Tide are having one of their best seasons in a very long time.
Nice.
They came into this year bringing back their entire roster from last year's district and league playoff team. So they already had big hopes. 2 weeks ago, they knocked off Lancaster Mennonite to slip into first place in the LL Section 5 standings. Columbia is looking for what would be their first section title since 2008. So with that said, we decided to stop out here at Columbia, caught up with Michael Poole and Kerry Glover. So for that, we'll throw to LMP video reporter Daniel Zolkowski for those interviews. Danielle, take it away.
For anyone that's unfamiliar with Columbia's season, can you tell me how that's been going so far?
We started off a little rough with the start of the season tip-off tournament, but then we started to get into it and start to play better. And we kind of went downhill a little bit. Practice has been a little shaky, but then we played Mennonite, and we're just been back ever since.
And what are some of the strengths of this team?
I think we move the ball well when we need to. We're athletic. We're not big, but we're athletic. We run the floor well. So I think those are our best suits right there.
And what are some of the weaknesses you guys are working on in practice to correct?
Mostly defense and rebounding. We need to work on those to achieve what we want to achieve. So, yeah.
You guys are consistently winning games this season. How much fun has that been for you and your team?
I mean, it's fun just playing with each other, being with each other every day, getting the wins. I mean, I think we worked for it in the off season and in the past few years because we're still a generally young team. I think we had 3 or 4 seniors this year. So it's just fun to know what we can do and know what we've been doing. I guess the funnest part about it all.
All right, last question. What's it like to play on the team where your dad was a 1,000-point scorer?
I mean, it feels good. Everyone knows my dad, Freddie, from here. So it's like, oh, you want to be better than your dad. Well, I just try to be myself usually. That's all I think about is just being the best player I can be for me and my teammates. So that's usually in the back of my mind.
All right, thank you, Danielle, for those interviews. That's it with boys basketball. What's going on the girls' side?
LL girls hoops, John. Here we go. 3 things. Number 1, in honor of being at Columbia, Coach Carl Kreiser, second stint with the Tide, the other night picked up his 200th career win in 2 stints. Nice number. You probably missed this, but a coach up in Allentown got his 1,000th win last week, which is unbelievable. So 200's a cool number for Coach Kreiser. Obviously, basketball is in his blood, this gym. So 200 wins for Coach Kreiser. Congrats, that's pretty cool. 2 kids inching toward 1,000 points. Summer Reeser, Lancaster Catholic senior at 9:45. 55 points to go for Reeser. Annabelle Copeland at Lancaster Country Day is at 9:19. So Reeser and Copeland getting closer to 1,000. 3 big games to watch this week. Tuesday night, co-leaders in Section 3. Manheim Central at Solanco. Great game there. Thursday night, Cedar Crest at Manheim Township. They both trail Red Hot Hempfield in the Section 1 race. Big game there for second place. Friday night, top 2 teams in Section 2 squaring off. Elizabethtown at Ephrata. I will see you in Solanco, Manheim Township, and Ephrata for all 3 of those games as the section races take shape. Good stuff. That's it for Girls Hoops.
All right, for all LL Hoops coverage, feel free to check out the basketball page on Lancaster Online. For Jeff Reinhardt, I'm John Walk. Thank you to Columbia for having us out. We'll catch you guys next week.